What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another Ty's Talks, a Q&A series. We're in episode 28. This one had some interesting questions, including what on earth are you supposed to do with your Lego boxes? Do you throw them out? Do you keep them? And if so, how do you store them? Along with, is it possible to get good deals on vintage sealed Lego sets, and what possible themes should be made into the Lego universe, along with a bunch of other really good questions. And again, if you have questions for next Ty's Talks, just leave them in the comments and we'll get to them in episode 29. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And our first question comes to us from Peter, and he asks, question: does Lego ever influence you in purchasing a specific set? I know it has me. I bought Creator 3-in-1 set Robo Explorer because of its medium azure color. It was an impulse buy because of the color. Also, do you have a favorite Lego color? I think mine is teal. Thank you, Ty. All right, so interesting questions. As far as color goes, I've definitely bought some sets because I thought they just look amazing. Like for instance, the UFO theme, when you have those neon green lights that just really pop at you, along with, the gray that kind of like just gives it a little bit of an undertone, I guess, or just such a contrast between the bright and the dull colors. Stuff like that really actually does interest me. And that little robot, I have yet to buy that set. It is on my wanted list, or at least my mental wanted list. And as far as my favorite color, it's gonna be the wine red Lego brick or the dark red Lego brick, like that color. I just think it looks really, really rich. I wouldn't want to set completely in it. I like it more to have, highlights of the ship, kind of like what they do with the Republic sets for Star Wars, as far as like the Jedi Starfighter, the Republic gunship. I just really like that overall color. And as far as teal, that may be my second favorite color. In fact, whenever I play Age of Empires, I always choose teal. But yeah, good questions. Probably gonna go with dark red. The Pike Syndicate says, question: what camera do you use as your main? Like, what did you use to film your Q&A videos? Also, do you use box lights? So yeah, I'm assuming you're trying to get into YouTube. I just use my Galaxy S20. Before that, I used my Galaxy S9. The cameras on smartphones are pretty good. I use a lapel mic, in case you're wondering. And as far as if I use box lights, I do have 2 of them. I used to have 3. I found I didn't really need to have 3, plus the third one just gave out on me. So I'm left with 2, but yeah, it gives you quite a bit of light, along with if you have all the lights in your house on, that should kind of solve your lighting issue. Lighting's huge as far as, the camera goes. Anyways, hopefully that helps you out, gives you some pointers on maybe how to do YouTube. Karma Brick Creations asks, which video game do you think would make a great Lego theme? I wish they would make Zelda sets. So I had originally looked at this question and I thought you're just asking what movie or TV series. And TV series or movies, I'd go with Battlestar Galactica. I think that would be amazing. I've also said Matrix in the past, but Zelda I think would be really good as well. The problem is we get castle sets, so they kind of maybe steer away from that because they're so similar. But the fact that we have Nintendo now, there's no reason why we can't get Zelda sets, or Lego, now has the license to make Nintendo sets. I would be so happy if they went through and made Zelda sets. I mean, you could get Hyrule Castle, you could get Zelda in, the forest looking for rupees. There's so many games too that they could go off of with Zelda. So that would probably be my number one choice. I know you said it, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Zelda would be amazing. Also Metroid, I think you could get a lot of really cool space sets based off that. But yeah, those 2 games are probably what I'm gonna go with, along with Battlestar Galactica and Matrix. Vigard says, question: you always talk about the old Lego sets from the 80s and 90s. So is it possible to get sealed sets of those themes? I have never found any, but would love to have sealed sets instead of the worn out used sets. I would assume no one really invested in sealed sets back then. And okay, so interesting questions. You got a couple there that I want to break down, or a couple things I want to break down. As far as sealed sets, getting them from the 80s and 90s, people, like you said, they didn't really invest in sets back then. That's why they're so rare and they go for so much money, which is part of the reason why it's almost impossible to get sealed sets for a good deal. Like for instance, I just bought the big Aquanaut base and I got it for about 150 Canadian or about 120 USD. You want to get that set sealed, you're going to be looking at 500, 600 USD. somewhere in that ballpark, and I'm just not willing to pay that. So that's part of the reason why I go with used in good condition. That's the key. V-Guard, if you want to buy sets that are old, you want to get them used in good condition. So check the description, email the seller. That's what I always do. He may find you irritating. I have got some bad emails back from guys. They're like, hey, it's used. What are you talking about? But there's a big difference between used and used. Like used in good condition or used in like bad condition where the pieces are discoloring. There's cracks in the minifigure torsos. Be annoying. That's my advice. You know, ask those questions. And it really is not that irritating. I mean, you know, you're an adult collector. That's what I always express. And I'm just trying to add to my collection. Is it in good condition or is it not? If it isn't, don't worry, I won't buy from you. If it is, then I'll go ahead and buy the set. So anyways, that's my advice on buying older sets. Generally, I get them in good condition, and you can always replace the couple worn out pieces that there are. Anyways, hopefully that helps you out and you're able to buy some old sets in good shape. The Unknown Brick says, ask Ty, here's my question. What do you do with all your boxes? I always have a big problem with them, if I should throw them away or if they have value. When is your next stream? I'm so glad you're still doing it and you're so close to 5K. Outstanding. So first off, thanks man, appreciate it. And as far as what I do with my Lego boxes, I know some people might hate this, but I cut the tape and I fold them down, and I find I can store a lot more Lego boxes that way than keeping them in, you know, their boxed form. As far as if I'm gonna be doing any more streams, I do plan on doing more streams, but they're gonna be more special streams instead of like every Sunday. So for instance, if I want to build like the main Aquanaut base, like I said, I'll make a special stream on that, or a Lego Star Wars set, or a Lego Adventures set. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I would like to start doing it again every Sunday, but it's just, life's been so busy that it's hard to really do that. But yeah, good questions. And yeah, welcome back. It's been a while. Jawa asks, have you gotten the Skywalker Saga yet? And I have not got it yet. I'm hoping to buy the game, and I kind of want to surprise my sister with the fact that I bought it, because I'm hoping to play that with her. We did that with the complete Saga and we got it up to 100%. So hopefully we can do the same with the Skywalker Saga. I'm thinking I want to buy it on Switch, although I have heard that it has a little bit of issues running it on Switch. We'll see what I do, but I definitely plan on buying it. If not on Switch, then on the Xbox One or the PS4. It looks really, really cool, and I'm hoping to hopefully get it sometime soon. And our last question comes to us from Black Series Supreme Leader Kylo Sam, and he says, ask Ty, do you think Rexy going to die in Jurassic World Dominion? Now, as far as if they're gonna kill the T-Rex, they've only ever done that, to my recollection, in the third old Jurassic Parks. The Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex. I don't really recall them ever killing a T-Rex in any of the future ones. So I'm gonna probably say no, but you never know. They've made their way off the island into the real world, or into the rest of the world, I should say. So it's very well possible maybe it gets hit by a tank or something. On a side note, I'm very excited to see that movie. I'm hoping to see it opening day, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But that pretty well does this Ties Talks. Again, guys, great questions as usual. And if you have questions for next Ties Talks, just leave them in the comments and we'll get to them in episode 29. But that pretty well does the video. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future Ties Talks. We do one of these exactly every month. And yeah, you guys come up with a lot of interesting stuff. But that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.